After you've taken your video of the ball dropping, you've got to open up a new Logger profile. Then you go to Insert at the top. Insert, Movie. Click that. Then you have to find your movie once the dialog box opens up. Here it is. Mine's saved on the desktop, so I'm going to my desktop. And luckily I called this Freefall with Textbook, so it was really easy for me to find. Open that up. When you open it up, the video will pop up in your Logger Pro application. Once that video is there, on the bottom right of the video, there's a little button with 3 red circles and a triangle. It says Enable/Disable Video Analysis. Click that button. A bunch of new buttons pop up on the right. We're going to click the 4th button down. It's this yellow one that looks like a ruler, and it says Set Scale. Click that. You get crosshairs on your mouse. You drag it over to, you put your mouse at the top of the meter stick, click that, and drag all the way down to the bottom of the meter stick. Make sure you get the full meter stick, because what pops up next is it says enter the distance in units that correspond with the distance in the movie. That was a meter stick, so that's 1 meter, so all we have to say is OK. The next thing we do is, using the tools on the bottom left, we fast forward until right before we're going to drop the ball or the textbook or whatever you're dropping. So we're fast forwarding. Alright, I can see that it's about to drop right there. Once I'm at that spot, on the right, I click the 2nd button down. It's got the crosshairs with the red dot in the middle, and it says Add Point. Click on that. Put your mouse on the center of the textbook or the ball. Click right there, and you'll see that the video advances 1 frame. Then move your mouse so that you're back on the center of the textbook or the ball. Click it again, and you'll see that it goes to the next frame. We're going to continue doing that. Every time it moves forward, we click on the center of the textbook or the ball. We're going to do that until the object leaves the video frame. And you can tell at some points, like right now, it's actually pretty hard to see where the textbook or the ball is. So I'm just trying to put it in the center. I don't know exactly where the center is, but I'm just trying to put it in the center of the object. And I keep doing that until the center of it has left the video frame. Once I've done all that, I'm going to click on the white arrow at the top right of the video. Alright, so we've put in our dots. That's actually created a bunch of data for us. So all we have to do now is click on the graph that's behind the video, and you should have a bunch of blue dots and a bunch of red dots. We're going to get rid of the red dots by going over to the left, the vertical axis on the left here. Click there, and click on the 2nd option, which should say Y. Second option says Y. Now we don't have any red dots anymore, just the blue dots, and you should have a nice curve like this. Now go up to the options at the very top. Click on Graph Options. As a title, type Position versus Time, and then click OK. So this is our position versus time graph. Time is the horizontal axis, position, the height, is the vertical axis. Now we're going to go back to the top and click Insert, Graph, and you should get a new graph, which you can make bigger if you'd like. The vertical axis on this new graph should be Y velocity. If it's not, you can click on the axis and then click on Y velocity. Then we want to name this one, so we're going to click Options at the top, Graph Options, and we're going to title this Velocity versus Time. because our axis is velocity now instead of position. Then we hit OK. So we've got our velocity versus time graph, and we've got the position versus time graph behind it. From the velocity versus time graph, we can figure out the acceleration, because acceleration is the slope of the velocity versus time graph. So LoggerPro is going to give us the slope. What we're going to do is click at near the first dot, click and drag so you have all the dots highlighted. Some people will have dots that start going up at the end. Don't highlight those, just highlight the dots that are going in a kind of a linear fashion, in a line downward. Once you have those highlighted, go to the top and click Analyze, and then click on Linear Fit. Linear Fit, it fits the best fit line to your data. You can see it in black there. Like I said, the slope of a velocity versus time graph is acceleration. So we look at the slope that LoggerPro gave us. Mine says negative 10.77 meters per second, or meters per second squared. That's my acceleration that I've calculated from dropping my textbook.